In this video, we're going to talk about creating sessions in Hi Rasmus. So a session is essentially a group of programs that you want run together. So it really functions like your data sheet. So the first step is to create your programs. So your learner should have at least one program on their homepage here. See our other video on creating programs before watching this video. And in order to run those programs and take data, you'll want to create a session. So you can do that a couple different ways. I can come down here and I can say add all to session and then create new session. I also can add specific programs to a session. So let's say I wanted to do this, add to a session, and then I can go through and add a variety of programs to that session. There's no limit to how many programs you can have in a session, and you can always rearrange it at any time by just dragging and dropping. Some other options in here is you can pin certain targets to the top. So let's say, for example, I want my Manning program to be pinned to the top. That will pin this program to the top blue bar of your session, which we'll review in another video. So that is one option. You can always remove these targets from session. And here you can see how many targets in each phase are in this program. So here we have 2 targets in our probe phase, 2 targets in our acquisition phase, and 2 targets in our maintenance phase. If you do want to exclude these targets for any reason, maybe you want to have a session with no maintenance targets, you can exclude those from this particular session. So those are options there. Next, you're going to hit Save Session once you're happy with the programs that you have in your session. And that will pull up this box here. So you can enter a name for the session. You can create some default types, and we will go over that in a different video. But for now, we'll just say session. You can customize a message to your therapist here. And then you can hit this more options here. So session type, you want that to be normal. You also have the option for parent activity, which just creates some simplified data collection options. Otherwise, you want to change or keep that as normal. Here you can pick a session note template from your drop-down menu. So if you have multiple different session types, you can have different types of notes here. And then you can also pick a supervision note template. So your supervision note template is what will happen what will auto-populate if you use live supervision mode. This is a premium only feature, and we will review live supervision mode in a separate video. Other options here is you can choose to shuffle the order of the programs. This will randomize the order of programs every time a session is run. So if you want that variety, you can click that. Otherwise, it will remain in the order that you have selected when you created the session. Here you can limit your session visibility. So you maybe only want to show this to behavior technicians and senior behavior technicians, behavior analysts, but limit it to parents. You also can have, a BCBA only session that you might limit from behavior technicians being able to see. This is dependent on your user roles. And then if you do limit your session visibility, you can choose whether you want to show this in the history to all. So if I choose this, my parents, which I don't have access to this session, will still be able to see the session history. So they'll be able to see the data collected and any notes as well. So you can choose to toggle that on or off. And finally, you can choose to automatically accept video calls with this option here. Finally, you can choose to set a schedule. So if you are using an integration with Aloha, Lumery, or Therapy PM, you will not use the schedule feature. That will be done, scheduling will be done through the integration partner. But if you are not using an integration, you can schedule a basic schedule here. So for example, I'm just going to say, maybe I'm going to see this client Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. You can choose your staff, and then you can choose what service, and this is all customizable depending on what you have, what your settings are. So that will save that series of appointments there. The last options that we have on our session are up here once it's created. So I created my session. I can see that it's scheduled here for me on from 9 to 10. I have a couple options here as well. I can turn on notifications, on or off, or custom. So this is related to the notification settings that you will see in your user privileges section. But if you want notifications to be able to be enabled for a particular session, you have to turn this on for this session, or you can create custom notifications for this session specifically. And then you can always go here, you can come edit the session, you can view the schedule directly, you can update the visibility right from here and change that, or you can delete the session from here. So that's creating a session, and then you're ready to start and take data on that session, and you can get more information about that in our next video.